Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 LEGO Star Wars minifigure remakes. LEGO Star Wars has been around for almost 20 years, so there have been a lot of updates on the minifigures. So today we're going to be taking a look at some of the best remakes. Now we have to set some rules. I won't be including figures where the only change was the yellow to flesh tone faces. That was a universal change back in 2004. If the figure has a new mold along with the flesh change, then I'll include it. But if the prints are the same and the only difference is the head color, I won't include it. So anyway, in no particular order, let's dive straight into my list. At number 10, we have Biggs Darklighter. He was one of the first LEGO figures to be produced back in 1999. And he was okay. He was very simple, but it worked back then. He hasn't been made, though, for almost 20 years until this August. And it was pretty worth it. We got an updated jumpsuit, an updated face, and a new sick helmet with a clear visor. I've been waiting years for a new Biggs figure, and I can't wait to pick this one up. At number 9, we have the Tusken Raider. He was made back in 2002, and while the figure looked okay, the head was kind of weird because it was printed onto like a normal head. But 13 years later, we got a brand new detailed mold, and it looked awesome. The mold is so detailed with the little spikes coming up, and we even got some goggles protruding from the head. At number 8, we have Boba Fett. In 2007, Boba had one piece making up the jetpack and helmet. It looked okay, but it was way too chunky, and you couldn't even turn the head. But in 2010, in the new Slave 1, the figure received a brand new helmet, jetpack, and a lot more accurate coloring. He even got a new cape piece and also a face print underneath. The best part was that you can even turn the head. While 2010's Boba is a bit under-detailed compared to 2018's Boba, but at that time, it showed the gold standard for LEGO remakes. At number 7, we have General Grievous. The 2005 Grievous that came with the wheel bike was pretty dull. The colors were inaccurate, the legs couldn't move, the body was blocky, and the head was just lifeless. But 2010 and General Grievous the Starfighter gave us a much-needed upgrade. We received a brand new mold for every single piece on Grievous. He had a much more slim design, he could walk, and the color was much more tan and much more accurate to the film. While he couldn't move the head, the Clone Wars Grievous was by far the best Grievous figure, even counting the 2014 figure. At number 6, we have Wicket the Ewok. 2000's Ewok was so creepy. He had no eyes, he only had one solid color, and looked something like you should keep away from your child. However, 2009's Battle of Endor Bunker gave us a great figure for Wicket. He had cute little eyes, a mouth print, and even some printing for his little hood. Wicket has by far one of the best alien remolds in LEGO Star Wars history, but he isn't the best. Speaking of which, at number 5 gives us the Gamorrean Guard. Now, 2006 Gamorrean Guard wasn't half bad, but it lacked detail. 2012's Jabba Palace gave us a great figure in the Gamorrean Guard. The detail is amazing and still holds up 6 years later, and is one of the most detailed LEGO Star Wars minifigures to date. At number 4 is Han Solo. For almost 17 years, we had the same Han Solo hairpiece that looked nothing like Harrison Ford's hairstyle in the movies. But 2018 had an amazing new mold specifically made for him. It has only been used on one other figure in Ron Weasley. But if you ask me, Han definitely needed this upgrade. Every wrinkle just looks amazing, and while it's a small change, it's an absolutely necessary one. At number 3, we have Hoth Leia. Now, Leia wasn't that bad back in 2011. The biggest problem was her vest on the jumpsuit. It was a tan, and Leia's costume is more white with tan highlights. But 2017 in the UCS Millennium Falcon, we got an absolutely phenomenal figure. The vest was all white with those tan highlights I mentioned, and we even got a new face, which caught the likeness to Carrie Fisher perfectly. This is by far one of the best Leia figures we have gotten yet. At number 2, we have R2-D2. 1999's figure was kind of strange. The face was very squished to the top of the head, and the detail was too simple and way too small. But in the 2008 Death Star set, we got a great update. While the body stayed the same, which was pretty fair, the face was perfect. We got the red dot, which was there, the base color went to a gray, and the detail was much bigger and more detailed, and you can see all the little squares and everything. So overall, this was a much-needed repick that wasn't disappointing. And at number 1, we have R5-D4. In 2005, the R5 figure was pretty horrendous. The head was just a blank R2 dome, which had hardly any detail to begin with. It was just a blank slate. But 7 years later, we got a brand new mold for R5's head with some phenomenal printing. While R5 didn't get much screen time, he got a lot of love, and that makes me so happy because I can take as many astronauts as I can get. So that's my list, guys. Tell me what you think the best LEGO Star Wars remakes are in the description below. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you later.